Howdy, Jason here, and today on the AutoEdit Jeep we're going to be doing the Metal Cloak heavy-duty steering upgrade with the Rocksport steering stabilizer. Now, on my last trip out wheeling to Moab, I discovered that, or at least I was frustrated by the steering flop, and that's when you go to full lock and the inside wheel really just kind of, the tie rod or the ball joint end just kind of flops over and it creates a weird bind and then it comes back out. Now, Metal Cloak has come up with these special ends that have a bend in them that actually will help alleviate that. Let me run down some of the specs for you, starting with these heavy-duty forged 1-ton rod ends featuring this Metal Cloak designed dogleg, which will virtually eliminate misalignment or flop at the steering limits. Plus, both tie rod and drag link bars are made from super strong 4130 chromoly tubing and zapped with the trademark gold zinc plating the rest of my Metal Cloak suspension components have. So first up, let's get the wheels off and all the old components off the Jeep. After moving those 37-inch Maxxis razors out of the way, I removed the stock steering stabilizer. Straightforward, 2 bolts, and toss. Now, to get the ball joints out and not damage anything, just remove the nut, reinstall it upside down, and hit it with a hammer. Works like a charm every time. However, when I went to remove the other side, I remembered none of these parts are getting used again, so I just loosened the nut a bit and went all Hulk smash on it to remove it. I then put a bit of anti-seize on the threads of the new rod ends and installed them using the stock tie rod as a baseline measurement before hoisting the new assembly into place. I captured each end with the supplied castle nut.
So now that we have the tie rod in place here and it's looking pretty good, let me just tell you how I remember what is what. Like, you know how the drag link and a tie rod. I've always wondered, how do you remember which is which? Well, think of it this way. The tie rod ties both wheels together into the steering direction, and the drag link actually attaches to the steering box and drags both wheels into the steering direction. So it's the drag link drags the wheels into the steering direction, and the tie rod ties the two wheels together. I don't know, works for me. So anyway, now that we have the tie rod in place and we have a preliminary measurement on there, but you want to just tighten the castle nut here. Now, since we're upgrading this ball joint, instead of just having a lock nut on top here, you have an actual castle nut that'll have a cotter pin or cotter key in there. So I happen to have a 1 1/16 socket. We'll tighten that down. So there's a hole that you're going to line up in your castle nut. Now, you can do this with a socket, and you just kind of line it up by feel there. Or you could use a wrench and give yourself a little bit of a better visual on that. And now, I'll go in from the inside there. That feels about right. And then, you just bend this down. So there you go. Passenger side installed. I'll get the driver's side done now.
That would be a lather, rinse, repeat type scenario for the other side. And now would be a good time to install the axle side bracket for the new steering stabilizer setup. Simply remove the track bar bolt, install the bracket, and bolt it into place. Then, say goodbye to the old drag link, and since I'm not reusing anything again, it's time for the pickle fork on the dust boot routine to get that sucker out of there and ready for a side-by-side comparison to the beefy new drag link.
Hi, buddy.
These parts are definitely Pinto approved, and it's easy to spot how much stronger the 1-ton ball joints are over the stock ends. Plus, the Metal Cloak drag link is double adjustable, which will come in handy just moments from now. And it also allows clearance for aftermarket differential covers, hint hint. The install goes a lot like the tie rod. Hoist it into place, tighten castle nuts, tweak the cotter keys, and now it's time to get the steering wheel centered. Watch this.
I'll show you here. The wheel is turned ever so slightly to the right. We got about an eighth of a turn in there. So let me show you the adjustment that will dial that in, because if you try to drive your Jeep like this, the stability management gets really upset. So let me show you that adjustment. So this is the barrel adjustment. Watch this. You just twist until your steering wheel is level. And we'll get a visual. We'll check it out right here.
Once I got the steering close, I installed the Zerk fittings into the ball joints and greased them. Now it's time to button this upgrade by installing the new Rocksport steering dampener onto the tie rod with the adjustable bracket set at 16 inches to each bolt hole. I really like how this new mount gets the shock out of harm's way, since it looks like I found a few rocks with my old one. And now just sit back and enjoy your new heavy-duty steering components. Oh, who are we kidding? Let's go for a drive. Now, I'll be honest with you, I did this yesterday morning, and that was Thanksgiving Day, and I was able to get the alignment close enough in the driveway that I drove the thing 40 miles to my sister's house for Thanksgiving dinner, and it drove pretty great. Now, I don't recommend that because tires are expensive, and if you get that wrong, even a little bit, you're gonna be wearing out a set of tires, or at least the front tires, really fast. So I got lucky. Things look pretty good. I'll get the thing aligned in the next few days, but I wanted to get the thing out and just touch a little bit of dirt and show you these parts in the real world. So now here's a quick full lock U-turn, and I absolutely notice no clunk or flop on that inside wheel there. So that's positive right out of the gate. I like that, because before I would do that, go full lock, and the inside tire you would hear it clunk, and then it would chirp because it just was out of whack. So we definitely remedied that with this upgrade, and I'm digging that. So let's get this thing in the dirt real quick. I'm gonna just climb this little hill that I live near. It's kind of the go-to fun little thing. We'll get a chance to put it in 4 low. And I'll give you a chance. I got a camera up there. I'll give you a chance to take a look at this thing in action. So here's our little trail access. We'll climb this little curb here. All right, so let's just run around the corner here. Now I love doing little upgrades like this that are really quite easy to do and really high reward. This is just another one of those little areas on the suspension and drivetrain that I get to check off the list that I can now be confident that these parts are built for what I have here. You know, putting 37-inch tires on this thing and running around with stock ball joints, you're asking more of those components than they were designed to do. And so now I have components on here that are designed to handle exactly what I have. And that's a good feeling, because as I get better and out into the field more and doing a little bit more rigorous off-roading or advanced off-roading, this is kind of that peace of mind that you want. So we'll just let this thing crawl through here. We'll let the wheels turn, put it through a little bit of flex here. And already that feels a lot better. I'm really curious to see what that looks like. So I would consider that a very successful test. Again, I don't recommend putting too many miles on your rig without going to get your thing aligned by a shop, but my iChrometer was close enough to get this out and ready for this video and this review. So thumbs up big time. I love the looks. It's super strong.
And there it is, the Metal Cloak heavy-duty steering upgrade for the Jeep, plus the Rocksport steering stabilizer. Now I'm stoked to have that upgrade done. That's just one more thing to check off the list of heavy-duty components that I don't have to worry about when I'm out wheeling. So don't forget to go over to the AutoEdit Instagram page. I try to post there almost daily. Give me a follow, share this video if you'd like, and stay tuned. I got another fun upgrade coming. I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with bumper. Wait, that wasn't much of a hint. It's a bumper. I'm doing the bumper next. So until next time, enjoy your drive. I'm out of here.